Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dr. Kingsley. I'm here with Coach K. Today we're going to talk about some exercises that we can address, that we can use actually to address shoulder pain. So what I want to do here is I'm going to show you my 3 top exercises for shoulder pain so that if you guys are noticing some symptoms, this is a quick way to put out the fire or put out the spark before the fire starts, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to have Kay come up over by the rig and we're going to work on actually using this massage ball. I have a yoga tune-up ball here. It's nice and soft and squishy that we're going to use, and Kay's actually going to take that ball and she's going to go ahead and just work on releasing all like that soft tissue in the front of the shoulder that can get a little tied down with exercise. So what she's going to do here, she's going to kind of post up and she's going to wedge that ball between the rack and the front of her shoulder, find like some fleshy soft tissue there, and she's just going to continue to start to lean her weight into the rack, try to allow that soft tissue to release and find a spot that's sore. All right, and so you want to try to get some deep pressure into that area so that you can get a nice release on the soft tissue. Now what she's going to do now is she's going to start to add in some active motions of her arm. So the first thing I'm going to ask her to do actually is I'm going to have her go into an overhead flexion position. So she's going to come straight up and she's just going to continue, and she's just going to go ahead and repeat that motion nice and slow so that as she brings her arm back down into the extension position, she's allowing all that soft tissue to start to release and loosen up, all right? So I want you to just go ahead and repeat that just a few times, just a nice steady pace here. So as you bring your arm back down by the side, I want you to try to pull the arm behind your hip, and you just want to take it through all your ranges of motion, the complete range of motion going up and back. All right, so what she's doing here, she's just releasing all that soft tissue in the front of the shoulder. So that could be the deltoid, it could be the pec, and you can go ahead and just explore some spots of stiffness and some tenderness over there, all right? So that's the first exercise. So then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have Kay drop down onto the floor, and we're gonna work on actually just releasing the soft tissue that sits underneath your shoulder blade, your scapula, so kind of like within the armpit, all right? So what you want to do is you want to just kind of follow the armpit, place your thumb like in a spot that like kind of sits like in this little area that just drops off, and you can go ahead and place that ball right there, okay? All right, so you can place that ball, and she's going to end up laying, so you're going to place that ball like right along here, and then you're going to end up laying on that side. All right, now, so sometimes what might happen here is it might be a little challenging to start to allow your weight to kind of settle down onto it. So you just want to start to allow and accept the weight, your body onto the ball, you know, as gradually and as comfortably as you can, all right? So what I want you to do here, you feeling all right? Okay, so what I want you to do here now is I want you to go ahead and just extend your left arm. So go ahead and flatten it out. And in this position here, what I want you to start to do now is see if you can roll your body along the top of the ball. So you like in an up and down motion, a little bit like a side to side there, and you want to try to just like find an area that might be a little sore and tender. We get anything?
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. So now say some time has elapsed and she's starting to release that soft tissue. Now we can also start to add a little bit of active movement through that shoulder. So what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to position your arm out here, you know, bend the elbow, and you can just add a little bit of like this active rotation, internal rotation and external rotation, to see if you can kind of loosen up that soft tissue a little bit further. Doing okay? Yeah. All right, so that whole muscle over there, guys, is pretty large, so you can go ahead and just like trace the areas where you can go a little bit lower where that ball is and kind of find like the outer edge of that shoulder blade to really tack. There we go, nice reaction, good. So she found a spot, it's perfect. All right, so go ahead and just find that spot and just kind of alternate that movement, internal rotation, external rotation, about like 20 times to get that muscle to release. Cool? All right, so come and sit up for me. We're still gonna stay on the floor here, and this final exercise is actually gonna work on releasing like the soft tissue that sits, if you could turn around for me, Kay, that sits along the upper back here, okay? So what you may have here, what you're gonna have here in your shoulder blade is that you're gonna have like this bony ridge that separates the top half and bottom half of your shoulder blade. So those are some of the rotator cuff muscles that can also kind of get tacked down. What I'm gonna have Kay do here is this is kind of a complicated position to get yourself into. You're gonna end up rolling, you're gonna end up rolling onto your left side again, but you're gonna have to try to tack down that ball along these masses of muscle right along here, okay? So you're gonna have that quarter turn onto your side, okay. All right? So we'll position that there. So like I said, the position and setup is usually the hardest thing, and then once you get into that position right there, okay, then it's kind of pretty easy to start to allow that soft tissue to loosen up And so in this case right here, instead of rolling up and down, you want to follow the course of the muscle. So you can take that ball, and I'm just going to go ahead and move the camera. What you can do here is you can start to just wiggle yourself from side to side. All right? Try to allow that ball just to like dig into that muscular area right there. Now what you're going to do, Kay, is just stay still in one spot, and just kind of keep your weight on it, and I want you to start to bring your left arm across your body, right? So keep it straight, right? Reach it across, and then just reach it all the way out to the side. And this is another way to kind of scrub those rotator cuff muscles and those muscles along the scapula to try to free them off the surface of the bone so that it can alleviate some of the tension that you develop right there. How's that feel? Not too bad. All right, guys, so that's going to take about 20 passes, 20 repetitions here in this movement here just to help loosen it. And then we're going to go ahead and just work on now, Kay, why don't you pop right off, and let's see if we can kind of get that ball along the lower portion of the shoulder blade, right, just underneath that ridge, and same thing. Here we go. That's it. So I'm just going to kind of change the angle around so you guys can get a better shot and a better idea of where that ball should be. Okay. Breathing? All right, excellent. All right, good. Pop on up. So these are just 3 of my favorite exercises that we can use to alleviate shoulder pain, because it's super important to put out the sparks before the fire starts. This is a great recovery tool, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you do this before your workouts. Rather, you do this after your workouts, or if you even have time, 5 to 10 minutes before bed, so you can really just get that whole body to relax. All right? Thanks, Kay. Thanks, guys.